A friend of mine sent me a message to share a post in LinkedIn describing the motion of a car using mathematical equations in a very pedagogical and elegant way. I became interested in Robin, the author, because his post was not the one which is found nowadays in networks and medias. He was not talking about success or how proud he was about getting a new job. He was just sharing knowledge, as scientists do. I contacted him. We made a 15 minutes call to prepare this podcast, and the result is here. Let's see what Robin thinks about work. And now we are recording. I'm not going to present you, Robin. I will let the people to look for your profile on LinkedIn. And because on the cover of the podcast and the video, your name and family name will appear. And I go directly to the first question I do, and it's what is work for you? So when I say the word work, what things come to your mind about it?
I think it's increasing knowledge by problems.
Nice. Increasing knowledge by problem. Because when I talk to people, first reaction, I like your answer, your first answer, because when I talk to people, first reply is, I work to earn money. So it's curious that your reply is not on this direction, increasing by problem. What is problem for you in this case? What kind of problems are you solving at work?
Problems for me is to have a task I had never before.
To have a task you have never done before.
Yeah.
So there is a word that comes to my mind is about uncertainty. Because most of the people don't like uncertainty. They like to be sure. But in your case, you like doing new things, right?
Yeah. All right.
And what are these activities that you do in your work which are new and which are challenging for you?
Yeah. Most of the activities are engineering stuff.
Okay.
Mostly in electrical engineering and also in data science.
Okay. Electrical and data science. But if I talk to like a regular electrical engineer, he will tell me, yes, I'm using electrical equation and mathematics to solve problems like creating an electrical machine or having a circuit. But when I saw your profile, you are the reason I ask you to do this podcast is because you are also sharing knowledge. So how do you mix this electrical engineering and data with sharing knowledge?
Could you repeat it again?
Yeah, I saw in your LinkedIn profile that you like sharing knowledge. The knowledge that you share, is it also related with electrical engineering?
Yeah, part-wise. Some of the content is electrical engineering stuff. Other one is more mechanical engineering because you have more people who understand the mechanical part. I think it's easier to understand. It's physics basics. Yeah, and not everyone is familiar with electrical engineering. So if I can explain a principle, for example, in control theory, it's often better to have an example that's more in the mechanical domain.
I see.
My idea is to reach more people with these problems, or with these examples.
Okay, so you are focusing both in mechanical engineering and electrical engineering.
Yeah, mechanical engineering from my automotive background. I've worked about 3 years in an automotive company.
Okay.
and I learned a lot about powertrain engineering and vehicle movements and stuff like that.
Okay.
And many people are interested in automotive knowledge.
Okay. So when you are doing your post, you have one part of the listeners or viewers or public which are focused on mechanical engineering, and other people are more interested in electrical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I would like to know, why did you start sharing this knowledge? Because when I see people in LinkedIn, they are sharing like ego. When people, what I see in LinkedIn, people share, look what I did, look the company I'm working for. But I am interested in your profile because you are sharing knowledge, not what you did, but real knowledge. Why
Yeah.
are you doing this?
Yeah. First of all, knowledge is the key. Yeah. If you have knowledge, you are a nose length before the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a lot in the past, and I'm learning every day. And I'm happy if I find something new to learn about. And I'm also happy if I can share what I learned in the past, and to share my experiences, to share some practical things, some more theory, or both of that.
And where does it come from? When did you start sharing your knowledge? Why did you say, okay, now I'm going to share it through LinkedIn?
I started to share my knowledge when I was in the school. I helped other students, and I did it more and more when I worked at the university. So the last 6 years, I was working at the university.
Okay.
As a scientific assistant. There I also had a teaching role about the last 6 years in different topics. One of that was control theory, for example. Another one was electronics basics, and another one was what else? Energy related stuff.
And I see that you are talking about two different kinds of knowledge, electrical and mechanical. Which one came first, and why this different? Because people tend to focus on one, either electrical or mechanical, but you are doing both.
Okay. Good question. Yeah, you need to know. I worked a lot with electrical machines, and when you work with electrical machines, you need both domains.
Okay.
You also need a little bit of thermal dynamics. But I'm not so familiar with thermal dynamics. I only know the basics. But I'm familiar with the electrical part and with the mechanical part, because you can't think about e-motors or generators if you only think to the shaft.
Yeah.
You need to think behind the shaft. You need to think behind the gearbox. You need to think behind the whole powertrain. You need to think about the wheels. How are they spinning on the street?
Yeah.
That's it. You have to know how it works.
Okay. So there is an internal motivation of understanding how things works, right? You need to
All right.
understand. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Really interesting. And when did you start with interesting in electrical and mechanical? Was it when you worked in the automotive industry, or was it before, already when you were
It
at
was
school?
much earlier. I made a traineeship about four years after
Yeah.
the school when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
So I was an electrician for the first time. Then I went to the university and increased my knowledge with every semester. But on the first moment, I learned it from the practical part.
This is very popular in Germany, right? Because
Yeah,
from
it
my
is.
Spanish background, actually,
Mhm.
I did all the university from the beginning until the end of my PhD without
Mhm.
any practical. But when I was in Germany, I was there for 3 months. I already saw people at the university like very practical with their hands on the machines.
Yeah,
Okay.
I learned it very early.
Before the university?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I did not cancel the school. I finished the school after 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how's it's secondary. It's a secondary school.
Exactly.
Okay.
Secondary level.
Yeah, it's secondary school. I finished it when I was 16, and I don't want to follow on school. It was more or it was better for me to go working and learn more in the practical domain instead of going to school for more 3 years.
Okay. Okay. This is interesting because the regular path that people do when going to university is like you do secondary studies, then they go to pre-university, and then they go to university. What the difference that which difference you felt with respect to the other people because of going to the work before going to university? Did you feel any difference?
Some of my friends did also traineeship.
Okay.
I think traineeship is the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also did a traineeship about 3 or 4 years. For me it was 3.5 years.
Okay.
And after that I could or I had working for 4.5 year as
Okay.
an electrician before starting to go to the university. But some of my friends, they went to the high school. I think high school is in Spanish as well.
Exactly. High school.
Okay. It's to qualify you for the university, I think.
Exactly. To go to the university.
Okay. In German, we call it Abitur.
Abitur.
Maybe Abitur. All right.
Abitur.
It's 3 years. You do you are on primary school for the first 4 years, then a secondary school for the next 6 years. So you have 10 years when you
10 years.
can finish with the school. And
Okay.
some of my friends went to the high school, and I went to a traineeship about 3 years or 3.5 years as an electrician.
Oh,
But yeah, your question was what I thought about.
yeah.
I think it doesn't really matter. I had fun at the work. Um, I I said in the front of our interview, working is increasing the knowledge by the problems you have,
Yeah.
and it was a challenge every day. And I don't know what my friends thought about that. Yeah, they have written some exams. They have written some they had homework, and I didn't care about that.
Hmm. It's interesting because you are talking about uh, grow, growth
Mhm.
and knowledge. It's like the feeling I have is like you feel like you grow with knowledge. Is it the way you understand it?
Yeah, it is.
And facing new situation, right? Like you have a challenge in front of you, you have to
Mhm.
beat this challenge, and then you get knowledge and you grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe I can collect some experience by these challenge I had, and
Yeah.
maybe I have also the chance to share my experience. And that's yeah, maybe it's like a circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, Sometimes you have someone that's like a mentor for you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then you have luck. Yeah. If you find a mentor, you have luck, I think. If you find someone who is yeah, wants to share his knowledge. Sorry.
Mhm.
I think it's the best thing you can have. Yeah. There's nothing more you can learn from someone with experience.
You are talking about a mentor.
Hmm.
Have you already found a mentor for you?
Yeah, several times.
Different with different people.
Yeah.
And how
And
do you find different?
every part of my life, there were several mentors. For example, at the first university, so I visited two universities. First for my bachelor degree, and after that, I went to another university for my master degree. And you always find someone, not especially at the university, but I worked beside the university. I always worked. I worked for my life. Yeah, I started working by carrying out a newspaper when I was 12 years old, and I'm still working. And I think I will still working until I will yeah, can't leave my bed.
Wow, wow. Now I have several questions that come to my mind.
Okay,
Um,
step by step.
nice, nice. Let's go step by step. Who are these kind of people that you
Mhm.
find which are your mentor? Who are they? So maybe you can inspire, if someone will hear this podcast, you will
Yeah,
inspire someone saying, okay, this is the way I have to find a mentor. Who,
yeah.
who, who are these mentors for you?
Yeah, the first one was my father. Yeah, I can say it's my father, and it's still my father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still my father. I learned by him until now.
Mm-hmm.
Not in technical things. He teach me technical things like repairing my bike, like sawing wood, like screwing screws in a wall or in wood or in metal. Doesn't matter. He showed me, or he has shown me all these things. Um, but other persons, for example, at secondary school, I have a physics teacher
Mm-hmm.
who has shown me the basics about mechanical stuff, about electrical stuff, and I thought, okay, this man, he knows how to calculate circuits, for example, how to calculate the behavior of a spring and a mass and stuff like that. These typical things you have at school.
But what is the difference? Because we all have had teachers. A teacher is
Hmm.
someone who is um, sharing knowledge with you or helping you to find the knowledge. But why
Mm.
are you talking specifically about this physics teacher? What
Oh,
he
good
did
question.
different to other teachers?
Yeah. Other teachers teach me stuff I thought I can use it in my future, but it's not. It wasn't so really important. But in physics, I learned stuff that let me know. Okay, this is the way you will work with. Yeah, these are the topics you will work with. It's like yeah, it's like finding your purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the years when I went to secondary school and I had physics, I found my purpose for my life is too big to say, but for my jobs. Yeah,
And then,
he woke me up and told me, Robin, you need to be an engineer. Okay.
Very interesting. And
I
then,
think that's on point.
okay. So for you, a mentor is someone who helps you to find your purpose, to find a way, right?
Yeah.
And which is the next question is, which is your purpose right now? Not in life, but now, today, we are in November 22. Which is your purpose right now?
I think the current purpose is optimizing systems to save energy.
Wow. Um, and why? Why do you want to optimize system to save energy?
Good question. In the past, I optimized systems to increase the performance,
Okay.
but for the moment, we energy is limited.
Yeah.
Energy is rare.
Yeah.
We make energy mostly on fossil fuels,
Yeah.
and they become more and more rare.
Actually, I share the same purpose with you because
Nice.
I have the impression that we have always been taught to be more performant. So if
Yeah.
we
All right.
define performance from an engineering point
Faster.
of view, is like exactly
Yeah.
performance, like you divide the result you have by the sources you put, and performance is increase the results with the same source.
Yeah.
This is what we have been said, but I share with you this purpose that right now what we need is not to have more result. What we need is to reduce the sources
Yes.
we are using.
Yeah.
And
All right.
what do you remember when did you realize that we have to reduce the resources we use instead of increasing the performance?
I realized it when I worked in the last job in automotive industry. We developed hybrid vehicle,
Okay.
and I've sitting in a more performance one in a BMW 5 Series.
Yeah.
I think it had about 350 horsepower, something like that. And if I put my feet on the pedal, it's gone straight forward, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's accelerating very fast.
Yeah.
But I asked myself why. There's a car. It's weighing about 2 tons, I think,
Yeah.
and it was able to accelerate from 0 to 100 in 5 or 6 seconds, maybe. And I asked myself, why? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is a very good question.
Yeah. And you have an engine that is able to accelerate this car on a velocity up to 250 kph.
Yeah.
No one needs to drive that fast, I think.
Yep.
In my point of view, and we have the German Autobahn, I think it's popular.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have this dream of freedom by driving fast.
But I
I
think
don't have it.
driving fast is related to this obsession we have in this society for more performance, because driving fast is like you are consuming, so you are getting earlier to places, and this society is always rushing and going faster and more performance. So
Yeah.
I am with you. We have to calm down, step down. Why do we need going at 250 kilometers per hour? Why do we need to accelerate in 5 seconds from 0 to 100?
All right. Yeah, I think it's better to drive a constant velocity,
Yeah.
maybe 120, 130, depends on the traffic.
Yeah.
To drive a constant velocity with the most less effort, with the most less energy consumption.
Energy, resources, consumption.
Energy resources. We have to save energy resources. First of all, we have to save fossil fuels. we also have to save electrical energy. Electrical energy in the moment is also a conversion from 50% fossil fuels in Germany when you look over a whole year. And the other 50% are from solar power, from wind and stuff like that.
In Germany?
Yeah, in Germany. I think the statistics say if you look over a whole year, it's 50%.
Wow.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it's 50%.
Okay.
Maybe 45 to 50%.
Okay. So I propose you to do here a small break, and then we continue. Okay. Okay. So now we come back with the second part, and now I would like to go back with a question, because you said that you have been working and studying during almost your whole life in parallel. When I saw your LinkedIn profile, it's very interesting because you are doing multiple activities at the same time. I saw that you are being as development engineer, as executive partner, freelance engineer. You have the PhD. You have a YouTube channel streaming. What is your motivation? Why are you doing these things in parallel? Because like normal people, they have their work and that's all. Why do you do all these kind of things?
Yeah, good questions. First thing I have to correct, I did not finish my PhD yet. I've written 50 pages on my PhD thesis.
Okay.
But I not finished it yet.
Okay. It's still in progress.
But yeah, it's still in progress. But you are right. I do many things in parallel. Yeah, the first reason is I'm interested in different stuff. For example, my freelance activities, I can do things I can't do when I worked at the university. At the university, we worked with electrical machines, with power electronics and stuff like that. And on one day, I repaired a smart socket. A smart socket with Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, I disassembled it and looked to the microchip, to the microprocessor, and asked myself, okay, what is this microprocessor? That was the moment I started to learn more in Internet of Things stuff, and more in embedded systems, Internet of Things, and started to developing my own smart devices. And after maybe a half year or a year, someone came to me and asked me, do you have knowledge about Internet of Things? And I told him, yes, I collected some knowledge. And what do you need? And he asked me, could you build something for me? It was an analyzer for a battery that pushes some battery data on a cloud service. And I told him, yeah, why not? I can let me try. But I had to go to the institute. I don't know the name in German. It's called Finanzamt. It's one of the departments for tax related things.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what I mean.
Are you
I
talking
don't know
about
what's the international word for it.
It's about finances?
Yeah, it's a finance department. In Germany. You need to go. You need to go, and you need to make it. Yeah, you have to sign that you work as a freelancer.
Yeah.
And then you can write invoices.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You can.
Yeah, but the first first there was a customer. After that, there was my freelancer activity.
Okay.
that was the reason I started with my freelancer activities. But
Um,
the reason why I started with these topics was I want to learn about these IoT related stuff.
so you started with this freelance because again of your growing mindset. You want to grow
Yeah.
through knowledge. Then you learned
Yeah.
about Internet of Things, and then
Mhm.
you start working for a customer.
Yeah.
And how did the first customer come? How was it? Because many people right now, after the pandemic, are thinking about becoming freelance, but they don't know how. They don't manage to find the first customer. How did you find this first customer?
I made a workshop for IoT stuff.
But a workshop where, like, how?
Here at in the co-working space. It was 4 years ago.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
working here in a co-working space.
okay,
I have a 100% remote job,
yeah,
and I can work on every place with a Wi-Fi connection in Germany.
wow.
And for the last 2 years, I'm working here in the co-working space. And I think 4 years ago, I visited this co-working space for networking events. I visited many networking events in my past.
So you are working as a freelance, but in
Yeah.
parallel, do you have another work that provides you revenues?
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
have two work, like the work as freelance and another work?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
and both of
also an employment
okay
an employee. Sorry, employee.
as an employee. So you work as an employee, and then in
Yeah.
parallel you have a freelance activity.
All right.
Okay, okay, wow. And I would like to know a little bit more about this YouTube channel, because this is also related with sharing knowledge. How
Yeah.
did it come? Why did you start say, okay, I want to open a YouTube channel?
Good question. I think the reason to start with the YouTube channel is to share experience.
Okay, it's a different way of sharing experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, do you still having this YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's still alive, but I don't creating new content for the
What's the
moment.
name of this YouTube channel?
Um, uh, Translated in English, it's Learning with Robin.
Okay, okay.
And in German, it's Lernen mit Robin.
Lernen mit Robin. Okay.
Right.
So it's a German speaking channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So if someone
So
in
the
Germany,
content is only in German, but my new activities on LinkedIn are only in English
all
to
in
reach
English.
more people.
Okay, okay. And now I would like to come back to LinkedIn, because it's
Hmm.
very interesting. When I saw your profile, your headlines is written engineer, scientist, because most of the people, they say they role followed by the company where they are working, like lawyer at company A, like
Hmm.
mechanical engineer at company B, like financial advisor at company C. Why did you put like just, it's very simple, it's very, let's say, elegant,
Yeah.
it's engineer, scientist.
Yeah,
Why?
I think it doesn't matter where I'm working, but the truth is I'm an engineer.
This is like what you feel, right? How do
Yeah.
you want people to see you?
Um, yeah, I think they don't need to see me as a specialist in one engineering domain.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's better to see me as an engineer. They can ask me questions, for example, about electrical stuff. They can ask me questions about mechanical stuff. It doesn't matter.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe sometimes I know it, sometimes I don't know it, and if I don't know it, I learn it.
I really like this mentality about if I don't know it, I learn it, because sometimes people, they are scared about not knowing the answer. And if you ask them, they don't feel sure and they hesitate. But you is like, okay, I don't know it. It is a problem. Then I'm going to learn it.
Yeah, I can ask someone else. Yeah, I can make some research on the internet. We live in a time. It's very easy to collect knowledge. Yeah, the only thing you have to do to put some words in Google and press on search. That's it.
It makes me
to understand the circumstances.
Yeah, the environment.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've been thinking about the way we learn, or I learned in Spain, and it was like we were all the students. The teacher was in front of us. He was, or he or she was telling us the truth, like transferring knowledge, and then you did not judge it. You took this information as the truth. But
you can
now,
believe it or not.
You can believe it or not, but most of the time you believe it, because we are all taught to say, okay, information, truth, information, truth. And these people, when they are adult, when they become adult, they don't judge the information coming from medias, or they are not able to judge, because we have been programmed, we have been educated like this. But you are doing differently. You are like, okay, it's not like I take knowledge and this is the truth. It's like you go to look for this knowledge.
Yeah.
And my question
first thing I have to say, I was in the same kind of school, not in Spain,
in Germany.
but I visited this a similar school. There was a teacher in the front of the class who told us, okay, a plus a squared plus b squared is c squared, for example. Yeah, we thought, okay. Yeah, and we believe it. It's like you said, but that was an example from math. Yeah, you can math is simple. Math is a tool. Yeah, you can calculate, and it's right or wrong. It's not like learning history.
Yeah.
You have to read many books to find the truth about history,
for
example. But you need only one book to find the truth about math.
Exactly. I've been thinking about this kind of information because I realized that information coming from the, let's say, the nature, like the basic, like the physics, there is only one truth, and through hypothesis and through the investigation and through the scientific method, you approach little by little to the truth. Like 1,000 years ago, we thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. It was the truth, but little by little you are discovering. But the knowledge referred to people is not like this. It's like there are many informations, and then somehow you have to make your own truth. So this is also what I like about science and mathematics. Like, it's not you have different information. It's like mathematics, you have the information, and then you increase your learning process until going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, you find different methods, you find different techniques to solve your problem. But in the key, it's mathematics.
In your profile,
or in the core.
Yeah, I would like to come back to the definition of your LinkedIn profile, because it's written engineer and scientist. For you, what's the difference between an engineer and a scientist?
I think an engineer makes more practical stuff. It's more practical related, and scientist is more theoretical, but I think I'm good in both domains.
Engineer is practical and scientist is theoretical. So in your, is it like describing your life? Because in one way you say that you are a practical guy, you start working before going to university. It's like your engineer side. and in the other way around, you did a bachelor, a master, and now you are doing your PhD. This is like your scientist side.
Right.
Is it like a good definition of your personality?
Yeah, but I'm also a craftsman.
A craftsman, huh?
Yeah, a craftsman. Yeah, I learned how to make sockets in the wall, or to install lamps on the ceiling. I also learned to install these greater machines, great and heavy machines. That's the practical part.
Practical part. But you are also someone who is sharing information, and this is not related to engineer, maybe to a scientist. What do you think? This part of sharing information could be included in the engineer or scientist?
It's more in science. Yes, it's more in science, but it's engineering domain. It's not these deep mathematical theory. I told you some minutes ago, mathematics is a tool.
Yeah.
I know how to use a tool.
Yeah.
But I'm not able to develop a new theory in mathematics.
Yeah.
My knowledge about mathematics is limited.
Yeah.
I learn every day, as I told you, but it's limited. Yeah, I'm not the one who develop new theories. But for me, mathematics is a tool. If you know how to use, for example, linear algebra, if you know about analysis, you have different tools to solve problems.
So these are the tools that help you to solve this problem, that makes you grow and then acquire new knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some programming skills are also important, I think.
Programming.
Yeah.
Okay.
As an engineer, I think you need to know, you need to have programming skills. Not if you work or if you if you are planning buildings, for example, but if you are working in the electrical domain, you learn very early programming languages.
And which are the programming languages that you use? Like C++ or Python or...
The connection is lost.
Oh, the connection right now is a little bit weak. I don't know if
but for now it's stable again.
Oh, it's a table again. Yes, no.
Okay.
Nice. So
please repeat your question.
Yes. My question is, which are the programming languages that you use?
Currently, I use Python.
Python.
Most of the time I use Python. In the past, I did more with MATLAB.
Okay.
And also a little bit of C and C++.
C++. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Now, I have another question that came to my mind before starting this podcast. Is like, do you have any expectation? What do you expect by doing these kind of things, like freelance, working as an employee, like sharing your knowledge? Is it something behind the fact of learning new things that you expect, or it stops like purely, I just want to learn new things or acquire further knowledge? Is it something behind it that you want to reach?
Not really special. I think one reason is maybe you reach new persons. That you, for example, like you. Yeah, we know us since 4 or 5, 6 days.
6 days.
I didn't know
We
only talked one time.
Once.
And now we have an interview together. And I have to say, it's really funny. But yeah, I think it's also a chance to learn or to see other people, to speak to other people, to hear something from other people. I think it's more important to
Exactly.
listen to other people.
I share exactly the same expectation as you because when I was living in Spain, I went to France, and my expectation was this: as also increase my knowledge, but also meet new people. Because when you meet new people, you discover like new truth, and then you can judge what you knew before. So you have some truth that were given to you, and then when you discuss with new people, you open your mind and you discover new things. So I went to France, also to Germany, now here in the Netherlands. So it's pleasant that you answer this, because maybe that's the reason why we are doing this podcast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Really nice to hear it. Okay, Robin. So now we are approaching 1 hour of our podcast, and I will go with the last 3 questions that I also do to people. Take your time, and it's a little bit more personal. I would like you to tell me, first one, some inspiration that you get, any book or film or podcast, any media thing that inspire you. This is the first question. The second question about inspiration is if you can tell me any person who inspired you. And the third question is about a place, any, I don't know, any mountain, any city, any country, any street that inspire you. You can choose the order. You can answer only 1 question, 3 questions, as you feel it. Talking about that, but inspiration.
Yeah, I think a good place to learn is watching YouTube videos, but the right one. Yeah.
Okay.
So there are channels like Smarter Every Day. Maybe you know it.
No.
Smarter Every Day with Dustin.
Okay.
I think his name is Dustin. I can really recommend it. Smarter Every Day. I think he have up to 9 million followers.
Wow.
But I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Then also following Derek from Veritasium. Maybe you know that.
Also, this is also a YouTube channel, right?
It's also a YouTube channel. He's also physics. And Dustin from Smarter Every Day is also an engineer.
Okay. Smarter Every Day, Veritasium. Okay.
Yeah.
Really nice. This is
yeah.
This is
and other do it yourself people. There's a really big DIY.
Exactly. Do it yourself. Exactly.
Yeah, do it yourself. DIY domain out there, and you can learn like how to build something on an easy way.
This is the name of the channel.
No, it's not the name of the channel. There are several different channels. I think I'm following up to 40 different channels with stuff like that.
Wow. Yes, related to do it yourself.
Maybe I can give you a list after our interview with these channels.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this is related to the media that inspire you. And now let's go to the place or the person or people that inspires you.
A place is a museum.
Okay.
For example, this year I went to Rome, Italy, Rome, and visited the Leonardo da Vinci Museum.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And you know it? Have you been there?
No. I've been in Rome, but I didn't know that there is a museum called Leonardo da Vinci. I'm writing it down. So maybe if one day I go to Rome, I have this recommendation from you.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
why?
and you see there what's kind of genius he was, because he developed something like complex gearboxes, some different weapons for the army, some different some kind of machines, and he made the most things out of wood.
Of
But it
wood.
worked.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked. It was enough to show how it worked, that another one can build it, for example, more precise out of metal.
Wow. Of wood. Nice. Very interesting.
So I can recommend to visit different kind of museums, so technical related museums.
Technical related. Okay. So this is the place that inspires you. And then let's finish with a person or with people who inspires you.
I think people who inspires me are yeah, to say again, these kind of YouTubers
Yeah.
who make different stuff in technical and engineering domain. They show you how to use 3D printers, for example, to build your own tools. They show you how to make circuit boards, for example, how to measure the right way signals on a circuit board, and I think these are one class of inspiring people. Maybe you also visited, or you had also the chance in your life to visit a university. You will meet different other people who are interested in technical stuff. So I can only talk about technical stuff because I'm engineer and scientist, uh, as you know. Yeah. But maybe you meet professor who told you the functionality of machines, the functionality of power electronics, the functionality of codes or stuff like that, algorithms. These are also inspiring people.
Right. Really nice. Really nice. Okay. So thank you very much, Robin. Now we will finish our podcast interview here. I really enjoyed discussing with you. Very inspiring, all the things you said. I still have many questions. Unfortunately, we have to stop at a given moment, but it's really appreciated, and I really acknowledge and thank you the time you spent with me.
You're welcome.